Welcome everyone to our level up series. The today's question that we are going to see in our level up series is subarrays with k different integers. So let me explain you the question. We are given an integer array nums and we are provided with the integer k as well. And we need to return the number of good subarrays which are present in nums. So what do we mean by good subarrays? The definition is a good subarray is an array where the number of different integers in that particular subarray is exactly k. It means the number of different integers present in that particular subarray is k. So that subarray will be referred to as a good subarray. For example, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 is an array which is provided to us. And this array has three different integers, 1, 2, and 3. These three integers are present in this particular array. So this particular array has three different integers, 1, 2, and 3. And what do we mean by subarray? A subarray is a contiguous part of an array. So I hope let us further understand this question with the help of an example. We were given an array nums and a value k. We need to return the number of good subarrays. A good subarray is referred to as an array in which the number of different integers are exactly k. So over here, arrays given to us as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and the value of k is given to us as 2. So we need to return a number of subarrays in which number of different integers are exactly 2. So which all subarrays are possible? One subarray is 1, 2. Here also the number of different integers are 2. 2, 1 is also possible. Again 1, 2 is possible. Here we are referring to 1, 2, this one, in which 1 is present at the 0th index and 2 is present at the first index. Whereas 1, 2, this will consider it as a different subarray because here 1 is present at the second index and 2 is present at the third index. So these all subarrays are possible in this particular case, and in all these subarrays, the number of distinct integers are exactly 2. So we need to return the count of these subarrays. So the total number of subarrays in which number of different integers are exactly 2 are 7. So we will return 7 in our answer. Similarly, in example number 2, the value of k is given to us as 3 and an array nums is provided to us. So we need to return the number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are exactly 3. So in this particular case, these 3 subarrays are possible. So I hope the question is very much clear to you. What we need to do. Now, what is the approach that we are going to follow? In order to maintain the count of different number of integers in a particular subarray, we will take the help of a map data structure. Let me explain you this particular question with the help of the code. What we did is, first of all, let me tell you one approach that we need to return all the subarrays in which number of different integers are exactly k. So if I do one thing, it's simple math. If I found all the subarrays in which number of different distinct integers are less than equals to k. I repeat, if I find all the number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are less than equal to k. And I also find number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are less than k. Two things I'm saying you. If I find, in this k is given to us as 2. If I find all the number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are lesser than or equal to 2. And in second step, I will find number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are lesser than 2. And if I subtract both of them, then I will get number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are exactly 2. I hope you all are getting my point. I repeat one more time. If I find number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are less than equals to 2, and I will, in the second step, I will find number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are less than 2. And if I subtract both of them, then the result will be number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are exactly 2. So I hope you all got my point. So this is the only approach which we have followed. See, in count nums comma k, this function count nums comma k will return number of distinct subarrays in which number of distinct integers are lesser than or equal to k. And count nums comma k minus 1 will return number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are lesser than. And if I subtract both of them, so this will give me my answer. So this is the approach I have followed. Now let us look at the count. This count function is taking an array nums and a value of limiting. This function will return number of subarrays in which number of distinct integers are lesser than or equal to this limiting variable. So first of all, I have computed the size of the array, which is int size equals to nums.size. Then I have maintained a map. Why I have maintained a map? In order to find number of distinct integers present in a particular subarray, I have taken the help of map, because we know in map we cannot store the duplicate values. So whatever will be the size of the map, that number of distinct integers are present in that particular subarray at that particular time. I have maintained two indexes, int L equals to 0, int R equals to 0. Int L equals to 0, int R equals to 0 will help us to determine the size of that particular subarray. And then I have maintained one variable answer, which I will return. And initially, number of subarrays are 0. So I have defined it with 0. I have initialized it with 0. Then I have used the general sliding window approach, in which while R is less than size, MP at nums at the index of R plus plus. If MP dot size is greater than limit, it means in that particular subarray, number of distinct integers are greater than limit. So what I will do, I will try to shrink my window. To shrink my window, I will take the help of the L variable. So MP nums at the index of L minus minus. If MP nums at the index of L double equals to 0, it means it is occurring 0 times in that particular subarray. Then I will erase it from my map, MP dot erase nums at the index of L, and I will increment the value of L. This loop will continue till I will get my number of distinct integers as lesser than or equal to my limiting value. I will add answer equals to answer plus R minus L plus 1. R minus L plus 1 is the size of that particular window, size of that particular subarray or window, which I am referring, and I will increment by R index. Once this loop gets completed, in my answer variable, all those subarrays will be present in which number of distinct integers are lesser than or equal to this limiting variable. And I will return this particular answer. Once this answer gets returned, it will in count nums at the index nums comma k, I will get number of distinct integers in which number of subarrays in which distinct integers are less than equal to k. And in this particular one, I will get number of subarrays in which distinct integers are lesser than. I will subtract both of them and I will get my answer. So I hope you all would have understood this question. It was based on sliding window approach. If you know it, you all would have understood it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.